Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make homemade classic white bread. It is so easy and delicious and it stays soft for days. And all the ingredients will be listed down below the video, and don't forget to follow me on social media. And now let's start. I have here some warm water. I added to it some sugar and some yeast. Mix them together very well and then set them aside for the yeast to activate for about 10 minutes. Now for the flour, I'm using today bread flour, and I highly recommend using it because it will give a very nice and soft texture to the bread. And this kind of flour has more gluten and protein content than all-purpose flour. But if you don't have it, of course you can use all-purpose flour, but the result of the bread will be a bit different. Now to the bowl of my standing mixer, I'm adding the flour along with the powdered milk, some salt, some melted butter, and finally the yeast and the water mixture after the yeast is activated. Now mix everything together and knead it for about 7 to 10 minutes. You can do it by hand too, but it may take longer. So now my dough is looking good and nothing is sticking to the sides of the bowl. And your dough shouldn't be dry, it should be slightly sticky, just like that. This will give us a very nice and soft bread. Now I'm gonna dump it on my floured surface and I'm gonna work it just like that with my hands. See how the dough is soft? This is what you want. So I'm gonna work it and knead it with my hands for about 2 to 3 minutes until I form a very soft and smooth ball of dough, just like that. Now I have here a glass bowl. I oiled it with some vegetable oil. Now put the dough in and flip it to make sure that it's oiled from all sides so that it doesn't stick or dry out while rising. Now cover the bowl tightly with a cling film and place it in a warm place for about 1.5 hours or 2 hours. It should double in volume. And here it is after 2 hours. My dough has risen beautifully and it's doubled in size. Look how airy and soft it is. It looks perfect. Now dump it on a floured surface. And using your hands, just form it into a rectangle. It doesn't have to be perfect, of course. And as you can see, the dough is very soft, so you don't need a rolling pin. And you can use your loaf pan to measure it. The smaller side of the rectangle should be about 23 to 25 centimeters. So all I'm doing here is to roll it, just like a jelly roll. Then I'm gonna pinch the edges to seal. And I'm gonna bring the both sides underneath and just work it with my hands to form a neat loaf. Crimp the edges just like that to seal the loaf. So now it's looking good. I have a loaf pan here. It is 9 by 5 inches or 23 by 13 centimeter, and it should be oiled from all sides so that the loaf doesn't stick. And now place your loaf in, smooth the top a little bit. Now cover it with a cling film and let it rest in a warm place for about 50 to 60 minutes or until it's doubled in size. And here it is after 50 minutes. It has doubled in volume and it's looking perfect. Now remove the cling film, and now you want to make sure that your oven is preheated at 375 Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius. And you want to stick it in the oven for about 45 to 50 minutes until it's golden brown in color. And this is how it looks like when it's out of the oven. Frankly, it looks amazing. It has developed a very nice color and it's fully cooked. Now remove it from the pan and put it on a rack to cool. And you can cover it with a kitchen towel so that it stays soft. Now this last step is optional. I'm gonna brush the top with some melted butter. It gives a really nice shine and of course a better taste, because you can never have too much butter. And of course, I'm gonna cut into it to show you what it looks from the inside. It has a nice crust to it from the outside, and the inside is incredibly soft. It is very delicious. Now to store it at room temperature, you wanna wrap it tightly or put it in an airtight container, and it stays soft up to 4 days. And I recommend storing it as a loaf so that it stays soft for a longer period of time. And then whenever you want, just slice and eat. And you have another option, and it's to store your loaf in the freezer You just want to let it cool completely, then wrap it tightly, and finally place it in the freezer, and it can stay in the freezer for about 2 months. So that was today's episode. I hope that you enjoyed this recipe. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos, and I will see you soon. Bye!